We don't talk enough about how an empty calendar feels like a failure. And once you lose your job, you recognize that an empty calendar is your greatest asset. See, holding yourself accountable to doing nothing is so hard. Okay, I have been there. And today I want to talk about how unlearning the hustle is the greatest project I've ever managed. Let's get into it. I've been talking about just splitting from a position that I had last year that I had been working on for a few years, and how the transition really taught me the power of pausing. One of the things that I learned very early on in the journey, and I'm kind of still learning right now, is the accountability of rest. And not the rest that is like just a nap and sitting down and watching TV all day, but the disciplined practice of holding yourself back from having the urge to do something to feel useful. That was a struggle for me. You may resonate with this. I am the oldest child. I grew up in New York City and I have Caribbean parents. I know nothing but motion, right? Constantly being useful. I think it contributed to this need to feel not worthy, but useful by doing, right? And when I'm not doing, then it's like, am I of use? Like sitting down and not doing anything, is that right? I struggled with that. I still kind of struggle with that, even in, months later in this season that I'm in now, learning all these things. I'm still unlearning years, decades of finding use in doing and in being a part of a team, managing a project, getting into meetings, getting on calls. Those things made me useful. So in a season where I don't have any work, then what do I do to find use for myself? I ended up just one day designing a whole new vision for what I was going to do and how I was going to use rest and ease as a way to attract the life that I wanted for myself next. I created an affirmation. I put it on my phone screen. I was repeating it every single day. I started to look for clothes that fit the version of myself that I was targeting and becoming. I had to force myself, honestly, to sit still some days. This is the routine for the day. So you get up and you get ready for your day, to get ready for calls. You may grab some coffee or make some breakfast or whatever, and then you start the day. But once the routine is broken, it's like, what is the new norm for me? What is my new routine? And how do I build a routine that's not rooted in doing? How do I build a routine that has space for me to be? And there would be days where it worked and other days it did not. But I got to a place where I recognized that, kind of like the days of the week, Sunday starts the week, right? You want to rest first so that you have the energy to continue going through the week. And so I adopted that as like a mantra, to rest first, to do things with ease first. And then I'll have enough energy to continue the journey throughout the week. And that really helped me to wind down first and prepare my mind, my body, my days, so that towards the middle of the week is when I really ramped up and got things done. But in the beginning of the week, I took my time. And it created such a space for me to be present in my days, right? Like, for example, we tend to brush our teeth. It's automatic. We've been doing it every day for our entire lives. So you don't even have to think. But I forced myself to look at my teeth when I was brushing them and to pay attention to every one of them and to really just be present in this activity of teeth brushing in a way that I had not been before. It felt good to just be in it. And if you haven't tried it before, I want to encourage you to take your time brushing your teeth today. And every time your mind decides that it wants to wander somewhere, bring yourself back to, I am brushing my teeth. And let me know how it goes for you, because it was such a great exercise that to this day, I'm still in the mirror. Like I probably look like I'm zoned out, but I am tuned out and tuned into something else, if you know what I mean. Another thing that I really had to focus on was breaking the busy work habit, right? I am guilty of creating things for me to do. Like if my to-do list is a little short, I'm like, isn't there something else? I didn't do that already? Did I do that? And I will start just adding unnecessary work to my work to fill up the day because it's so empty. And we force ourselves into the habit of finding problems, finding things that need fixing so that we don't have to sit with the empty silence of nothingness. By doing that, we set ourselves up to continue the pattern of an unregulated nervous system, to continue to add stress to our minds, to our bodies, and to continue to perpetuate this needing to fill ourselves up with doing instead of being. Like if I needed to be doing something, I'd be doing it. If it is not top of mind, if it doesn't have a calendar item attached to it, which was very minimal at this time and at that time, if it's not something that is on my to-do list for the week, it's not that important to me. And in practicing to identify the glass balls of my life, the things that are really, really important to me versus the plastic balls, the things that hold importance but may be able to shift, or if I forget about it, it's not detrimental. Being able to identify glass balls versus plastic balls really helped me to stop adding all these plastic balls into my day. Because I didn't really need to do these things. I just wanted to feel more useful. I wanted to be more busy. And it makes me think about the term human doing versus human being. And we often find ourselves constantly in this human doing space and not enough in the human being space. So if you are somebody who is like me, who may have transitioned from a job, or maybe you're taking a sabbatical, or maybe you just have time on your hands to not, I want to encourage you to do two things. I want to encourage you to not add busy work to your schedule, and I want to encourage you to rest, to really rest, to be present in what you do throughout your days. Practice the habit of nodding, like not doing anything, just being. All of the work that I'm doing, all of the space that I'm creating, all of the accountability that I'm holding my clients and others to is to force them to look at their definition of a human being and ask themselves, do I align with this version? Because we don't recognize how much we align with a human doing. 'Tis the season, friend, to pivot out of doing and to pivot into being. So I hope this was more testimony for you and more assurance for you that if you are struggling to sit still, to rest, to avoid adding extra work, good news is that you're not here by yourself doing any of the work. And I am here to support you in your journey wherever you are in your season. So if you are looking for a space to go from frantic to an intentional being, I am hosting a space, an accountability space, somewhere that you can come and learn tools on pausing, shifting, and pivoting into the next version of yourself. The space is my pause, shift, pivot container, and it kicks off on March 7th. It is a 4-week live 2-hour coaching session where we dive into each aspect of pause, shift, and pivot. And we talk through how to connect it to your life, the tools that have helped me and others to really ground ourselves in each concept, and how it lends to regulating your nervous system, to inviting more clarity into the space, and to helping you take aligned next best steps for yourself. So, like I said, if you're looking to move from being frantic all over the place, maybe again, just being a human doing, and you're ready to step into being an intentional human being, I am encouraging you to join us for Pause, Shift, Pivot in March. I hope to see you there. I'm almost at day 30, so I'm really hyped. 30 days of videos is new for me on YouTube. So I hope that you are enjoying these. If you want to catch up, definitely check out the 100 Days of Perspective journey that I've been on, and tune in tomorrow. I'm sending you so much love. Peace.